Welcome back. Betting Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, Fame Rothstein, aka Hurricane. But you can call me Slurrifane. All right, today's Wednesday, December 7th, 2022. Uh, again, I don't have any action today. This is just part two of our Welcome to Sports Betting Ohio series. All right. Um, got some more terms for you, some things you need to know because see, Ohio's kind of, like I said, we're a little late in the game. Damn near every state around us has sports betting already, and there's still some people just not willing to go to those places to make wagers. But now you can, starting January 1st, 2023, New Year's Day, 12:01. You know, uh, Pete Rose, Cincinnati's favorite son, Pete Rose, he'll be down at the Hard Rock Casino downtown Cincinnati, placing the first wager down there. That's kind of a goofy little thing there because Cincinnati, he was the Reds manager when he was kicked out of baseball for gambling, betting on sports, and uh, I guess they're kind of playing with him a little bit. He's been banned from the game like 1989. But yeah, and on this show today, what I'm going to give for you is basically the types of wagers you can make. All right, we're gonna talk about those. We talked about the odds and whatnot yesterday on yesterday's edition, odds and what those numbers mean, basically. And today we're gonna talk about the different types of wagers. Okay, because like I said, but be careful because like I said, sports betting is a lot like anything else. The more you learn about it, the more you'll end up losing because you start trying to play around. Like I told you, these are mathematicians from the best countries and the best colleges and universities in the country. MIT comes to mind. Well, Cal, Harvard, the Ivy Leagues, Rice, and coincidentally, these are some schools we bet on, right? Harvard, the Ivy League, Rice, you know, um, like I told you, been doing this publishing picks, publishing advice, rather, I should say, publishing wagering advice for about 5 years on YouTube and my podcast, the Betting Public Sports Show is the YouTube, Fame Rothstein Sports Investing Show. That's the podcast. Okay, it airs Thursday through Mondays on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor.fm, TuneIn, about 10 different places you can find it. All right, usually it's out by 7 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so you can watch it, listen to it while you're at work or whatever, or driving to the sports book. Then the podcast, this YouTube usually comes out on Saturdays, Sundays, about 8 a.m. All right. Now, before we get into that, like I said, like and subscribe to this channel. And when this video is over, go like and subscribe to this channel. It's called BCDK _OH _game, GAME. That is a new show that we're going to be working on. Should be out, definitely. It should be out really by the second week of January, but at the latest in the end of January. All right. Now, Ohio's kind of weird this year, or not this year, but with sports betting because every state's got all the different apps. This show is not affiliated with any app, but yet you see me, at Barstool, interviewing managers and different customers. You've also seen me interview politicians about sports betting, right? That's on here last May of 2021. You can go back to the archives and see it. I've interviewed political hopefuls on the podcast. You can see that on there as well. This is what I do. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I started doing this because I started seeing people After I had already done it a couple times back in 2004ish, kept seeing people betting their friends in barbershops and things like that. Like betting their, like, why would you take money from your friend? Take that from the book. And first thing you're gonna know if you do this, like I said, if you're true to this, I'm true to this, I'm not new to this, right? If you're true to this, the first thing you're gonna notice, you look at sports totally different. When I look at a game, I don't look and see who will win. I'm like, how much can they win by? They say 3. I think they could probably win by 7, or I don't think they're going to win that game. That's why I look at the money aspect for us, for you, for me, that type of thing. Players too, individual players as well, and that's a wager you can make. Individual players is called a prop, but let's start out with that. All right, one of the wagers you can make is a player prop, is where you're taking that individual player in that game to do or not do a certain event. NBA, it could be his points, his threes that he made, his rebounds, his assists, his points, rebounds, and assists combined. It'll have a total. Me personally, I don't do the unders. That's for game total or somebody's individual prop. I don't do unders. Saying that they won't get that. That's some hater shit. I would just go find one that I think, I don't like betting against somebody. That's hater shit. But you can. And it, for some people it does win. Me personally, I don't want that energy, that negative energy saying they won't do it. Rarely would I think the one time I bet an under, the last time I bet an under was a couple years ago in the NFL. Washington, I think they were still the Redskins at the time. They were playing somebody and it was like a monsoon of rain. And it was clear that game was going to go under. So yeah, we took the under then. But other than that, I don't really, no, I like to see good action. I want to be entertained, not just make money. If I'm going to watch the game that I'm wagering in, investing in, all right. But yeah, you got player props. That's one investor, one of the main ones. Okay, you're saying that the player's going to do this. Hockey, it could be his points, his assists. Football, touchdown. Will he be the first touchdown scorer, the last touchdown scorer? Is he a quarterback? Will it be a regular running touchdown, an anytime touchdown? Will it be passing touchdowns? Baseball, a home run. You can bet him to do a home run, get a couple hits. There's usually, depending on the sport, there's usually no less than 100 different wagers for each game. All right. So those are player props. All right. You can bet those. Also, you can bet a parlay. Now, hold on. Let me do this. The pros of a player, of a player's prop. A guy told me a couple years ago. He's passed now. Rest in peace, Sticky. He kind of put this on me. He said, he feels he can predict a player's individual performance more than the team. I felt that because that's what I was thinking. As it came to Ohio or near Ohio. And so I started doing more player props. I like them. I usually can do well on a player prop. You see them on the podcast. I'll put them on there, publish them on there. The pros about it, the pros of it. One player that you're concerned with. You're not even concerned with the game. Okay. The cons of it. What if that player has an off night, an off game? Or he gets injured, and this is the worst one of that, because it just happened with Luka Doncic. This past Sunday, they were playing in New York. His points, rebounds, and assists total started at 49.5. By the time the tip-off, it was 51.5. That's another thing, too. Got to watch the line movement. Sometimes it moves, and it'll go out of your comfort zone, okay? But they were beating the Knicks so bad. I'm like, yeah, he's going to go off in New York. He's going for the MVP, that type of thing. He's going to go off in New York. They were beating the Knicks so bad he didn't need to play. And he had like 45. His total was, like I said, 49 to 50, depending on what time you got it. He would have easily got it, but he didn't play in the fourth. Okay? So if you took the over, it was a loss, right? Another form of wager is a future. Just like it sounds, a future. You're saying, I think a good future right now would be Luka Doncic to take the NBA's MVP. That would be a good future right now. It's probably minus money right now because he's just so much ahead of everybody. But don't forget about Anthony Davis of the Lakers. If they continue what they're doing, he's going to sneak in there as the MVP. A team to win the Super Bowl, you can take that. I saw a dude's ticket. I didn't see him make the bet, but he showed me the ticket, the picture of it. He bet like $50,000 that I forget who the golfer was, that he would win whatever the golf tournament was. Then he parlayed that with another one, and it netted him $350,000. Like, wow, But no, that was not me. I don't personally know the guy. I just met him, and he was telling me about that because I was telling him about the podcast and whatnot. Now, yeah, so that's another one you can make, a future. Now, I said a word in there, parlay. Parlay, kind of like it sounds, but as far as sports betting, a parlay is when you have more than one wager on the same ticket. Okay? It could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to whatever the book lets you. I've seen as high as 10 or 15 rather. Seen somebody win a 12-teamer. A young lady, my cousin, my cousin Bridget, she won a 12-teamer in hockey. She only bet like $5 or $5 on it. It won $2,000. Yeah, that's another thing. Horse racing, the lowest number you can bet, the lowest amount you can wager is $2. Most sports betting is $5, but check what the book you're using. It's $2, $5, $10, wherever it is. Make sure you know which one it is. Okay? But in order to win the parlay, like I said, it'll have the like I told you on the last video, it'll say what are the odds of this happening, plus whatever, $320, plus $320, okay, or more, whatever. But to win the parlay bet, every fucking pick has to win on the parlay. You got a 5-teamer. 4 of them hit, 1 of them don't, you lose. Every single bit. You'll lose every bit. Every fucking pick. That's our mantra, because that's our mantra. That's what we do on here. We try to win every fucking pick. Okay? Usually, we don't. But we're well ahead of the curve. We're well ahead of the curve to be doing, to win, and you want about 55%. You want to win about 55% of your wagers or more. In the past, on this show, past 5 years, we've been well over 61%. And that's verifiable. It's verifiable in the archives. You can go check it out. But, I keep up with it. All right? And then the last one, and this is the last one I'm going to give you. Because, like I said, there's, you can pick, like, there's only so many field goals in a game, or this tennis match will last this many sets. Those are different props. But yeah, you can bet all that. Okay, this team will score this many runs against this team or whatever. But this is one. Now it's a little tricky, but once you get the hang of it, you'll figure it out. But and I'll admit to you, it costs a little more, so be ready for it. All right, and that is the round robin. The round robin is for people that like to bet 5-team parlays and always missing 1 or 2 of them. Okay? The round robin, what it does is it takes every bet you have and it parlays them up in the different combinations that you might want. You might want all the parlays, potential, all the possible parlay combinations. Let's just say it's a 3-teamer, okay? All the parlay combinations. You'll have 3 2-teamers and 1 3-teamer. Okay, that's 4 different parlays. Okay, it'll have all those different combinations for you. You have to wager on each one of those potential combinations on a round robin. Okay, costs more money to invest in, but the payout is much more bigger. All right, and like I said, it kind of protects you. But now this one is the best sports wager to make, whether it's a round robin or not. The single bet, whether it's a round robin or a prop, the single, that's the easiest and best bet you can make in sports betting. Why? Because you're worried about one event. You know, an OG once told me, damn them parlays, less picks, more money. You know, you want to add, you know, some money onto those so that, you know, so that you can win and get more money back. Yeah, you don't want to keep chasing parlays and round robins, throwing out more money. You just want to put more units. Units, that's a term. Okay? What a unit is 1% of your rake that you plan to use the wager with. 1%. So if you, like I said on yesterday's video, the average sports bet is made $100. Okay? So that means $100, 1%, $100 is 1% of 10,000. So you've got $10,000 to work with. Okay? And if I suggest that you put an extra unit on a certain game, that means you're going to bet that game for $200. Or if you're only working with $5, or you're betting $5 a game, an extra unit would be you're betting $10 on that game. Okay? Those are the best options, single wagers, because you're worried about that one event. Okay? All right, so that's all I got. I want you to check this video. It's running a little long. I know I talked a little shit in the beginning, and I do, you know, we do that from time to time. We talk a little shit on here with no action. Just come on here and talk about whatever. Like I still haven't done a Deion Sanders video in a while, and I need to get one of those out. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna hop off of here. This is for you Ohioans and anybody else who was new to sports betting, especially if you're new in a new state or any state. All right, but yeah, check this out, and don't forget, like and subscribe to this and that other channel I gave you, BCDK_OH_game. All right, and safe betting. That's another thing we do. Safe betting. If you're doing the app or in person at the sports book, be careful. Okay, be careful who's around you. You know, usually, I'll be honest with you. If you see a woman sitting at this, I'll talk about that in another video. It's gonna be a third one, and it'll be out the next day. All right, on Thursday. All right, about safe betting and whatnot, things you need to watch for and shit. Because I've seen feds in these sports books. You can tell who they are. Okay, but yeah. And I've seen jack boys. Seen the story of a guy getting shot at a sports book. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna kill it here. All right. So everybody, be well, and check the next video when it comes out tomorrow. But until then, everybody, be well. Peace.